Jewel Institute of Advanced Driving. Drive with confidence.
Well, good evening from wherever you're watching us from. I trust you're doing fine on this first day of September. Many thanks for choosing us to inform you tonight. This is Mwangaza Prime News. My name is Daisy Paul and our sign language interpreter is Naomi Matthew. We both welcome you to the broadcast. Now, Safaricom Foundation, in partnership with Kiambu County Government, has formally commissioned a newly renovated outpatient wing for maternity services at RIRONI Healthcare. RIRONI Health Center. The foundation constructed the facility at a cost of 3.6 million Kenyan shillings, with the county government set to equip it. The initiative is part of the foundation's program to increase access to quality maternal and child health services in the country. RIRONI Outpatient Wing is now able to attend to more than 150 patients per day.
Health is actually a shared responsibility with the community. In Kenya, we know that health is devolved, and therefore the role of the county government is extremely critical. And for us as Safaricom Foundation, our role has been to make financial facilitation to improve the existing county health facilities. So we are not coming to replace what the county is doing, we are coming to supplement through this partnership, private-public partnership with the county government of Kiambu. And you can tell with this facility what we've done is that we may have provided the brick and mortar, but the county government has provided in kind the land on which it sits. The community has provided the ownership of the facility. So for us, we are really proud as Safaricom Foundation for this partnership with the county government, and we look forward to many more like this one, ensuring that there are healthy mother and child relationships, happy families, happy community, and a happy, healthy community is a wealthy community, meaning we are contributing to the wealth of Kiambu County and the country of Kenya as well.
Let me thank Safaricom Foundation for presenting this facility to us today. We are very proud of it, very, very proud of the partnership between us and Safaricom Foundation in reaching out to this community here and converting this from what was a mere dispensary to a health center, getting to level 3. Our mamas from this area will not be traveling far to get maternity services. So very, very, very proud of this. We are very happy with the community appreciation, and this is what partnership is all about.
Today we are very grateful and we are very excited to Safaricom Foundation for making this day possible. Before the construction of this facility, we have been seeing around 70 to 100 patients. But when this building was started, when it has been built, we've started seeing patients trickling in, and we will increase our outpatient patients who will benefit for antenatal clinics, ANC, that is pregnant mothers who come for clinics. And this will also benefit them because there will be no other referrals outside. Currently, we refer patients to Tigoni Sub-County, Level 4, and to Limuru Health Center. This is making our mothers suffer because of the long distance, and also they come in here when they have many complications, which makes the mortality rate go high. Today, we are saying the mortality levels will go low or even to zero because of the Safaricom Foundation.
The Anglican Church of Kenya has earmarked the counties of Taita Taveta and Kirinyaga as pioneer counties for social audit of social protection programs. Speaking at Panley's Hotel Mwatate during a two-day citizen engagement forum for budget-making process, Anglican Development Service Taita Taveta Diocese Administrative Secretary Archdeacon Livingstone Mwangome said public participation is a key element in the budget-making process for ensuring openness and transparency.
As you're all aware, budget cycle imeanza There's also the issue of the CBROB. That is where I also expect much feedback from you. Once you get the CBROB, do you really understand what a CBROB is? A CBROB is the report form for the county for the entire financial year. But you see, if you don't read it, na ndio utulize maswali tena tuko mbele tunaanza kusumbuana when some of these issues are very clear. So again, I'll throw a challenge to you. CBROB inakuja 30th September. That's a document you ought to be looking out for. You ought to read, call us for another forum like this one. We've had these challenges of COVID-19, and we're all aware. Me holding public participation in your budget will be very difficult. Lakini mheshimiwa kita mkutano wa siasa hapa kidogo inaenda. So what am I saying? These documents ideally are supposed to go to the public through the public participation.
We are looking at the best way forward on how we can engage, especially through the pandemic. How do we make effective and meaningful public participation? How do we make sure that these budget documents are available on a timely and accessible in a timely manner in the relevant platforms that are provided by law and even the county that they are providing. So it is a very important forum, and I'm looking forward for a very lasting solution and a sustainable way of how we can engage both the assembly and the county to bring lasting solutions to budget and general governance and accountability issues.
Nataka kusema, mmesema kwamba public participation kweli wakati kama huu, lakini kunatakana hiyo public participation law iwekwe hata na ka threshold kidogo. Mimi ushangaa assembly ati tunaalika public pia kwa attend sitting, alafu kuna kuja watu wawili tu wanaketi pale, nasema tu wananchi walikuwa, umeelewa? So nafikiri hiyo law inatakana iangaliwe. Ukisema public participation unamaanisha watu wangapi?
Kulikuwa na changamoto nyingi, lakini leo tumefikiana na tukaona ya kwamba kumbe tunaweza kuwa tunaketi mara kwa mara, na tukawashauri pia kama ingewezekana hata viongozi wetu wa kisiasa wangelikuwa na muda pia wa kuweza kuketi na viongozi kama tulivyoketi hivi leo, tukajadiliana masuala ya kaunti yetu na tukaona mahali ambapo pengine panastahili kuboreka, tuweze kuboresha pamoja. Na najua kama tungelifanya hivyo, basi tungeona ya kwamba yale ambayo pengine yangetusukuma watu waweze kupiga kelele, naweza kuyasawazisha kwa meza na basi akawa sawa.
Utakuwa ni vizuri mjadala wa kutaka kujua.
A multi-agency task force has directed the Office of the Director of Criminal Investigations to open investigations on 2 senior teachers at Thiru Primary School in Laikipia West, where 3 students were tied to a tree as punishment. The task force, led by Nyahururu Sub-County Deputy County Commissioner Moses Muroki, had today morning arrived at the school that is located about 15 kilometers from Nyahururu town, where statements were recorded from teachers and students, directed the Laikipia West DCI office to open investigations against the school head teacher Ms. Shelmith Dhimba and her deputy David Minor, who allegedly tied the 3 pupils to a tree last Friday as a form of punishment.
And the reason as why we are here is that we came here to investigate a case where there was some cruelty which was done to 3 pupils of this primary school, Thiru Primary School, by teachers as a way of discipline. And we have actually found out this issue. It happened on 20th of August, 2021, and it was actually it was done, and we have found it's wrong. And we are not happy about it, and we are also very sorry for the children, the way, whatever they went through.
And I would like to say that we are very sorry. We would like to apologize to our children. What they went through on 20th is unfortunate that our children could be subjected to very inhumane treatment. And as a department, we have come to give support to our children in terms of child protection interventions, looking at the right of those particular children who are affected, to make sure that at least they have psychosocial support and any other support they might want to get from the Department of Children's Services. So as we're going to open protection and care file, and trace the progress and the recovery of the affected children. So to make sure that the trauma and the humiliation they went through does not reoccur or keep reoccurring and affect their future lives. So that one we have taken up, and we are working on that one with my officers of Nyahururu. Then we can continue going forward.
Now, what we advocate as TSC is child protection, and also we are looking at the teachers and how they deal with learners. What has happened, we are condemning it, and what we are saying is no one has been declared guilty of any offense until the due process, that is the discipline process, has been undertaken. And therefore, TSC, we are going to go through the discipline process, and anybody found culpable, then disciplinary action shall be taken against them.
And Machakos Court has issued a warrant of arrest to Machakos County Governor Dr. Alfred MUTUA, who is alleged to have used graders to destroy a parcel of land belonging to the complainant one Mr. David Getao, and refused to settle a court fine of 5 million shillings for the case file. According to his lawyer Lawrence Nyagito, Governor MUTUA declined the court orders issued to him on 30th July 2020 and defied the loss and financial fine expenses. The lawyer said that the governors are not above the law and should therefore not fail to respect the court ruling and the law. The case was proceeding with a Nairobi court before it was transferred to Machakos Law Court. The client's lawyer had already presented a warrant to arrest the Machakos County Governor Dr. Alfred MUTUA to the resident OCS, who is to arrest the governor if he fails to honor the warrant.
Aggrieved. My client is David Gitau Tairu. My client actually is very much stressed and has, since the judgment was passed, that the court had indeed confirmed that there was this encroachment of his land and his rights were infringed. And since then, the governor has never been able to comply with the orders which were issued by the Rothschild Angote J. And this is the case, and today we were able to get at least those orders now for the governor to be arrested. The case had started a bit earlier, some few years back in Nairobi, and it was transferred to Machakos because, you know, now that sometimes when we did not have the environmental courts in all stations. Now the matter was brought to Machakos, and several times, even before the judgment was procured, the judgment was passed. There was that, the county trying to talk to my client that they would comply, that there was no need to proceed with the matter, but that was never done. And then basically we were compelled to proceed on with the matter until we were able to secure justice from the High Court, whereby the High Court made orders, many orders, that the client was to be paid exemplary damages of a sum of 5 million, plus the same land which had been interfered with and then encroached and tampered with, because he's a Kenyan who can reside in any part of anywhere in the country. This is an investor who has invested in Machakos, the hotel Ikuni, is the proprietor of Ikuni Hotel, and he had bought that specific land purposely to relocate his hotel to that specific land. But he has never been able to achieve his dreams because of the frustrations he has encountered from the county government. So the orders which have been issued today, it has been issued by one deputy registrar who is a judicial officer, a magistrate. His name is Honorable Ondiek. He is the one who has issued today's orders for the arrest, immediate arrest of the governor, because when we appeared before the court, even the matter was the other week on 18th August, when they did not turn up. They have been defying the court orders. They did not defy, and the court decided to give them another chance and asked us, the lawyers, Nyangito, appearing for my client, the petitioner, to serve him again, and which professionally we served. We ensured that the governor was served, and also personally, and also their lawyer, that is Musau advocates, was served.
Many thanks for keeping it right here on Mwangaza Prime News, but now we are taking a very short commercial break. Don't go far, I'm coming back with more.
Unatazama Mwangaza TV, tumaini lako.
Kwa zaidi ya miaka 15 kampuni ya Kemuma Engineering Systems imedhihirisha ustadi katika ulingo wa kuuza na kuweka vifaa vya ulinzi kama vile CCTV cameras, razor wire fence, electric and automatic gates, access control systems, computerized hotel and offices lock system, automatic and fire alarm systems pamoja na electrical accessories. Pia tunafanya consultation katika masuala yote ya ulinzi. Tunapofanya installation tunakupa warranty na guarantee. Maduka yetu yako jijini Nairobi na viungani mwake. Tutembelee au upige simu kupitia 0712828896 au 0721250846. Kemuma Engineering Systems. Security at its best.
Kwa majina naitwa Jerry Karorida. Mimi ndio nimekuibia hii wimbo. Ukitaka huu wimbo uwe sikiza tune yako, andika jina Skiza na capital letter, uspace, uandike 7186097 7186097, utume kwa 811 na Mungu atakubariki.
Je, unatafuta shule ya kujiunga nayo hasa baada ya kumaliza kidato cha 4? Usitafute tena, kwa maana Overflow College of Hairdressing and Beauty Therapy tuko hapa kwa ajili yako. Tunapatikana mjini Nanyuki na tayari tumepewa kibali na Wizara ya Elimu kupitia TVET, ambapo tupo na miaka 8 tangu tulipoanza kutoa mafunzo na tumewahudumia zaidi ya wanafunzi 2000 kufikia sasa. Mitihani yetu yote ni internal na NITA, bila kusahau tuna walimu wenye tajriba ya kutosha. Tunatoa mafunzo ya kozi za diploma na certificate katika braiding and weaving, hairdressing, beauty therapy, fashion and design, barbering, full cosmetology na pia hot massage kwa miezi 6 hadi 9, na tuna hafla za kufuzu kila mwaka. Na ili kuwatosheleza wote, tumeanza kozi mpya ya interior decor, ambapo pia tunatoa scholarship kwa baadhi ya wanafunzi wasio na uwezo. Ndani ya Overflow College of Hairdressing and Beauty Therapy tunakubali malipo ya polepole, na baada ya mwanafunzi kumaliza huwa tunamtafutia kazi papo hapo. Fanya hima ujiandikishe sasa, ambapo tunawachukua wanafunzi wapya kwa bei nafuu. Usao pia maktaba yetu yamejaa vitabu. Overflow College of Hairdressing and Beauty Therapy tunatoa mafunzo ya computer classes pia. Iwapo una swali ni kwa nini ujiunge nasi, kumbuka wengi waliofuzu wapa tayari wamejiajiri na wanakula unono. Itakuwaje sio wewe? Hatimaye na kwa wale wana harusi tunatoa huduma za bridal makeup pamoja na hair styling. Kwa mengi zaidi, tutembelee Kanu Building, Kongomaito upstairs opposite Life House karibu na Nanyuki main stage, au tupigie simu kwa nambari 0722925546 au 722925546 au 0721633962 au tuandikie barua pepe kupitia overflowtech.oti@gmail.com. Overflow College of Hairdressing and Beauty Therapy. Learn with professionals and be a professional.
Je, umekuwa ukitafuta mahali pazuri ambapo unaweza kodishwa sehemu ya ofisi ya mabiashara? Suluhu la kudumu limepatikana. Jewel Complex ni jumba lililoko katika eneo la Roysambu Roundabout mkabala na TRM. Jewel Complex ni jumba la kisasa ambalo limejengwa kwa ustadi, likiwa na sehemu kubwa ya kuegesha magari, stairs za kukuwezesha kufika orofa tofauti tofauti, na lift ni za kisasa ili kukuokolea wakati. Kuna sehemu ambazo unaweza weka biashara yako na pia nafasi kubwa za ofisi zimetengwa. Kuna nafasi chache zilizosalia kwani tayari 80% zimekodishwa. Usalama ni wa kiwango cha juu na pia kuna maji na stima na backup generator ili kuhakikisha kuna umeme kila wakati. Usafi umezingatiwa na pia malipo ni nafuu yenye kiwango cha uwezo wako. Fanya hima ili kutoa sehemu chache zilizosalia. Kwa habari zaidi na pia kuelekezwa, piga simu nambari 0736 783 689 0736 783 689. Jewel Complex, hapa ndipo.
Neno la uzima ukiletewa na mtumishi wa Mungu Askofu Edward Mwai pamoja na watumishi wengine wa kanisa la Jesus Winner Ministry.
Lawama inafanya watu waongee. Lawama inafanya hata Mungu asikie baya. Jina lake linahaibishwa.
Unapokea mafunzo ya kipekee kuhusiana na mambo yaliyotata. Unajibiwa maswali ulionayo kuhusiana na maandiko.
Hakuna mtu alifanya miujiza kama Elisha. Ni kweli. Lakini kama kuna mtu alikufa na shida ni Elisha. Alikuwa kusaidiwa.
Na pia unapata maombi kwa hali zako.
Kuna mambo imemwandama, kuna mambo imemfuata.
Ni kila siku ya Ijumaa kuanzia saa 3 asubuhi papa hapa kwenye runinga ya Mwangaza. Neno la uzima na mtumishi wa Mungu Askofu Edward Mwai.
Unatazama Mwangaza TV, tumaini lako.
Welcome back. This is Mwangaza Prime News. If you're joining us right now, many thanks for staying with us. Now, civil society groups in Nakuru have urged the government to tame wanton corruption to improve service delivery to its citizens. They pointed out that critical services such as health were the most affected by the negative effects of graft, calling on more actions to be taken on those suspected to have squandered public funds. Martin Lunalo from Reproductive Health, Youth Friendly and Environmental Conservation raised concerns over the possibility of top government officials implicated in corruption being convicted. He said no single judgment had been delivered on the same, questioning the capacity of the mandated institutions to tame rising wanton graft.
And on issues of social accountability, we have seen communities' uptake being a little bit low because, number one, we see that community members don't have adequate information to facilitate them to engage in ensuring that they provide feedback to the government. They have engaged the government to ensure that there is better service delivery.
Facility committees zikishachaguliwa ni lazima zikuwe trained, wakuwe empowered in management, wawe empowered kabisa, waweze kuelewa kazi yao ni nini, kazi ya kila mtu pale kwa kamati ni nini. Kitu cha pili, uhusiano
Pastoralists in Sericho, Chari and Oldonyiro wards of Isiolo County, which are the worst hit by the current drought situation, now have a reason to smile following the flagging off of a consignment of supplements popularly known as rage cubes, targeting the animals which are facing the risk of death. The donation of 837 sacks of range cubes, as well as 2 generators and generator spare parts to rehabilitate dysfunctional boreholes in the said areas, is courtesy of Nawiri, which is a consortium of non-governmental organizations involved in the fight against malnutrition in Isiolo and Marsabit counties.
And my appeal to them and also to my team, since they are working together,
is to change from the usual NGO activities to really sit down and think seriously on long-term projects that can transform and get our people at least few areas that are focused, but those few areas will have permanently solved the issue of water for people and for livestock. Even if they do like 5 villages and some few boreholes that have permanent solution. We do not want projects which has these big figures in terms of funds, and then come at the end of the project, you look back and there's nothing tangible that you can be proud of. I have said no to that. And I have challenged my people, and I have challenged Nawiri, because they are working together, so that they sit between now and October to come and targeted flagship project. If it is water, can we solve the water situation of various villages on a permanent basis?
Those are feeling that we cannot continue working unless we have also addressed the emergency which is affecting our people. So in collaboration with the Nawiri team, of which Caritas is, which is part of the Catholic Diocese, is part and parcel of the implementing partners, we felt after having sat down with your various departments, the ministries, we have the Ministry of Health, Livestock and Fisheries, led by your EPO Minister, Dr. Mwangaza, the Water Department, and all the sectors that are involved. We looked at the priority needs of the people at the moment, and after a series of consultations, we felt that we can also give some support, a contribution to alleviating the suffering of the people at the moment. We have been getting many phone calls, people need support here and there, but we said since we are working with the county government, we feel that if there's something that can be done under the NAWID program to support the people. So through that support, we also thank the donors of this program. We managed to procure 837 bags of range cubes, which will be given to households in Chari and Oldonyiro wards.
Hii support ambayo tumepata kutoka kwa Nawiri ambayo imetumia shilingi kama milioni 12, na unaona wamenunua chakula ya mifugo sana sana, inaitwa range cube, na pia hata nyasi imenunuliwa 1800 bales ambayo ziko kina. Wananchi tumesema wanunuliwe nyasi kwa sababu walikuwa wamekusa huko kina, ndio hata wapate pesa ya kuwasaidia wakati wa ukame, na pia wameathiriwa na COVID.
The ongoing efforts by the government to increase forest cover has received a major boost to the Worldwide Fund for Nature WWF, moving to create new forests in Lake Naivasha Basin. Under the 8-year program, the organization and farmers will target areas that have been degraded in the last 10 years with a view of restoring them. The government and partners say that 2 million hectares and 2 billion seedlings are required so as to meet the set forest cover by 2030. According to WWF Program Coordinator in Naivasha Landscape, Caroline Njiru, the project would be carried out under the Lake Naivasha Basin Restoration Program.
And we are implementing various interventions, one of them being Lake Naivasha Basin Reforestation Project. This is an carbon insetting project funded by Coop Switzerland, and it aims at creating new forests in Naivasha, looking at areas that have been degraded for the last 10 years. We are working with farmers to restore farmlands, a total of 1,150 hectares. And being a carbon project, we aim to produce 73,000 verified emission reduction certificates. And therefore, the restoration that the communities are undertaking is very important in terms of improving the absorption capacity of the basin, contributing to water improvement of water quality and quantity, and communities also taking part in restoration, because at the end of the day, the communities are integral in conservation. To date, we are working with 1,083 farmers, and we have already done 960 hectares, The project is a 8-year project, 2017-2025. And so out of the 1,150, we have already done 960 hectares.
Yeah, apparently we are having quite a number of industries and factories coming up in the upper catchment. These are timber factories, milk processing plants, food processing plants, specifically potatoes. And these industries and factories are really using so many types of chemicals to process their products before the end product is produced. And you find that it is most likely that some of these chemicals might find their way into the river. Currently, the Lake Naivasha basin, as we all know, that is a water scarce basin, and this year we have not had sufficient rains as we have had in the previous 3 years. Therefore, our rivers are relatively very low, and it is really also impacting on the lake levels, which really rised sometimes last year and last year but one. But because of inadequate rains this year, most of our rivers that feeds the main river Malewa, levels have really gone down, and the lake levels is also going down drastically.
That report marks the end of our bulletin tonight. Many thanks for staying with Mwangaza Prime News. My name is Daisy Paul, and our sign language interpreter tonight is Naomi Mathu. And on behalf of the entire team behind the scenes, we wish you a good night.